Record. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Boilon here, back for another crazy day in Marvel Strike Force. So it has been, I want to say it's been an absolute nightmare in Marvel Strike Force land today. I guess it depends on your perspective. I imagine the offices over at Scopely are just like running around with their heads cut off, with fires everywhere that they have to put out, because there was just so much that happened. There was the Mapping the Wilderness leaderboard bug, which is still, as of recording this video, unresolved and does need resolution. Let me be very clear that if we do not get a satisfactory response, I am going to make a follow-up video and blast them for this. So I really hope that they get this right, because it's just wrong on so many levels that if you watch my other video, that there's people between 7.5K or so, you know, between 20, like 15,000 people lumped in there with the same score of 133K. So I hope that they do something about this. Also, secondly, you may have seen my other video, which just came out, which was about the patch splash page. Now, I actually do not have that for some reason on hand, but you've seen it in the thumbnail of my other video, and that contains the new characters that are upcoming for next patch. And as far as we're aware, you know, the characters on the cover is Gore the God Butcher. There's a Thanos character in there. There is Odin, and there is some others, which I don't know why I'm blanking. It's been such a long day and I'm super overheated. We're going to be taking a look, though, at the asset bundles that we've now been able to kind of deep dive into. It shows some of the images for things like the icons of the characters, of their skills, some other text in there that might be related. And we're going to speculate exactly what's going on with these characters. Also, a little bit of a teaser of some of the things that might be upcoming as well, related to the quarantine, which I think gives us an idea of a character that might be coming. We're going to be taking a look at all that and more in this video. So let's boil this down. Okay. First thing, this won't take very long. They put out this comms on the Mapping the Wilderness leaderboard issue. Oh, actually, you know what? I wanted to bring this up, and I wonder if I can. So I'm going to bring this up really quick. I wanted to bring it up in my last video. Oh my god, I need to show you this. So I made something called Boilon Bingo. I made a bingo card called Boilon Bingo. We're going to do a monthly recap, and we're going to talk about all the things that went wrong in Marvel Strike Force. It's going to be like a once-a-month video, and I think we may have actually ticked most of this already, and it's like week 2 of July. Bugged character. I think it's Shuri. There's something wrong with Shuri, I heard. Broken event. Free comp. Angry Reddit. Tone deaf response. Broken leaderboard. Missing comp. Boilon rages. I haven't quite done that yet. Crucible rank drop. Decimal Jeff strikes. Subject to change used. So actually they go back on something. CC quits. MSF issue. We just ticked that one. Horde event. That's right now. CC store farm character. And rework WTF, which is basically like if a character gets reworked and you're wondering why they got reworked. So we're going to be reviewing this probably at the end of each month. Who knows, maybe quicker, depending on how fast we strike all of these out. And that might be a little fun video that I want to do down the line. So I just wanted to share that with you. They did post this comms on Mapping the Wilderness. Basically, they're looking into it. And exactly what I said in the intro there is that I really hope it is a solution that both makes sense and it fairly pays out people that they should. So I wanted to cover that really quick. We got this one too from Cursed J. Now, I didn't have time to actually go through this on my own, but apparently in the files there were some stuff on purple ISOs, or at least images of such. So this could be an upcoming progression system. Now, is this coming soon? I don't know. Like we got data mines for Odin, I believe, like a month and a half, 2 months ago. So how far out is this? I am not 100% sure about that one. So I mean, I guess anything. And apparently, you know, I'm literally doing this like semi-live. Nope, that's screwed up. Apparently, you know, I'm just gonna scroll over here and go onto my Discord server here. And apparently, there was some posting of the images doing it live, because I heard I saw my chat here. There's some pictures of what looks to be, I don't know, it's apparently a new buff or debuff, Rage, and Darkness. So take that for what it is. I see that here. I don't know if there's too much more. And Odin will have a battlefield effect. Now, that's a bit of I was going to talk about this already, but hey, that's going to, when we get to the Odin section, we'll be talking about that there, because I do have some news about that as well. And I don't know where this is going in on the video, but apparently we have some news through another asset bundle file with some icons, which I don't have on hand. Right? But basically, there's a new raid upcoming, and it's labeled as the Orchis raid. I think that's how you say it, honestly. If you don't know who they are, they're an organization in the Marvel universe that I believe, are like anti-mutant. Nimrod is, you look at the Marvel wiki that they're kind of related to that. They're scientists, I think, something like that. So something to expect. Now, the big question, I guess, is this a main raid or a spotlight raid? I'm going out on a limb and suggesting that this actually very well might be a main raid, because we've been sitting on the Incursion 2.3 for like forever, right? And we've my game's closed actually, so I can't even show you because I wasn't prepared to do this part. But yeah, I mean, I think it's absolutely crazy that we've had the full 100% available in terms of, having Spider Society to clear Incursion 2.3 and whatnot, and we've been sitting around waiting for the newest raid. So part of me does believe that this could be a main raid. Now, we could be a few months out still, and I think that basically we need actually, we don't even need the Mystic Raid team to come out before this goes live. But this could be something that we could see on the back of the summer. I am kind of skeptical if this is coming on the next patch, but who knows? Obviously, data mines, I would say, are subject to change, but also that they may take a while to come out. So do keep that in mind when you're looking at this. So raids, exciting, maybe. So moving on, I also do want to talk. Actually, you know what? We might jump back to this. So this is the augmented Olympus extract. Some of you might actually remember this from, I believe it was like a year and a half ago. Like, I want to say October, November 2022, like Thanos Giving. I think that was around that time, like when we got this in a milestone reward. And this is going to be for an upcoming character that has been data mined. I'm almost certain that they're probably going to use that. So I want to start things off here. We're going to be going in and taking a look. We're going to start the first character, and the first screenshot is going to be this one. So this is what they call prefab. There's some stuff in here related to Ares. So this is one of the characters that are in the data mines files. And it's a lot of gobbledygook for most of you. And it just talks about like kind of what the animations kind of look like. This almost suggests actually that the animation for Ares might be similar to Dawkins Alt. That's why they say this, Dawkins Alt Claws Trail, because it's going to have the same kind of animation appearance. I don't know much about them, so I don't know what it looks like, but this is kind of what the coding kind of means, is what to expect. Sometimes they have more unique ones that just say like the actual character name in it, but I think when it repeats like another character, it's like, that's basically what they're copying essentially. For this, you can see Rogue Basic. So like they're using like a Rogue Basic for Ares' attack. That's what it seems to suggest. And he has some sort of axe projectile. Now, if you know Ares the character, I actually don't know him all that well. I know that he is the god of war. I know he's related to the Greek pantheon. Apparently he's in the Dark Avengers, but as far as like what he's going to be in for Marvel Strike Force, I don't actually know too much about that. So I can't really help you there. However, I can show you, and we're going to try and close these down as I open them, some photos of I can zoom this in a bit. This is the Ares Basic. So that's going to be the icon for Ares Basic. This is going to be the Ares Passive. Now, why does some of these don't really matter that much necessarily? This is the Ares Special. This, I don't know. This kind of looks like a taunt. Ares has a shield. He's got an axe and shield. That almost suggests he's a protector. I don't know if we know that information yet, but this kind of suggests that he might have a tank, especially it's on special, right? It's up here on the file name is up here behind the screen. But yeah, this is a special attack. And this kind of looks like a war cry kind of taunt mechanic. And then finally we have his ultimate, which I guess is some sort of whirlwind thing here with his axe and shield. This kind of screams like a taunt protector character to me. And then finally, we do have this as well, which just kind of talks about the variety of different images and stuff that was available in the asset folder for Ares. So that's there. You can see that prop weapon shields. So that basically he's going to have animations that uses and utilizes the axe and shield. Now, I'm going to tell you that Ares is a bit of a weird one compared to some of the other characters that we saw in the splash art, right? If you took a look at my previous video where they showed them, I don't know if this is going to be for the same team. It very well could not be, but this could be the start of something else. So maybe I don't know. Is there going to be a Greek pantheon team? Is there going to be like a Hercules was honestly hinted for a long time, and so maybe this will be something for like maybe like September, like end of August, September time, kind of looking like. Even though we're in July now, so this might not be something until further down the line. So do keep that in mind when we're taking a look at this. I also do want to bring up. Let's start with Gladiator. We're going to go with Gladiator next. I don't have as much to show you for him. And I have a lot of things I need to start closing some of these down. So this is Gladiator's basic, his image for that. This is Gladiator's passive icon. This is Gladiator Special. Now, in the asset bundle folder, it does basically show or hint at that there's going to be animations involving him picking up a boulder. Basically, what you see right here, this is his special, and chucking it. So it's going to be a very fancy, flashy animation. This is basically the information that we have. And then his ultimate, some sort of laser eye beams. I'm pretty sure I've seen this in like the 90s X-Men cartoon. I love Gladiator. I'm actually really hyped and excited for these characters, but I'm not hyped and excited for how their release methods may be. If you caught my other video, there's actually a good chance that one of these characters are epic. There was suggested to me through, let's just say I know certain things, and it's not Envoy related actually, that one of the characters are going to be epic. I did originally in my previous video suggest it was going to be Odin, but I'm not certain that this is the case, and I think it could be either Odin or Ares. I'm not 100% sure on this, but I am pretty sure that an epic character is coming. And so obviously this raises a lot of big concerns because of the things with Captain Britain and stuff like that. So my suggestion to everyone is temper your expectations. And if an epic comes basically in the next month or so, don't be surprised, because I did mention it. So just wanted to put that out there before we go any further. And then this is a lot of stuff, but basically this is Gladiator's kind of animation code line here. And this is like basic, or a hand. It's going to like change the appearance of like how he looks and things like that. Cold breath beam. A lot of this has to do with like kill animations, kind of how they look. And I want to say that the art department normally knocks this stuff out of the park. And I'm really excited for Gladiator as a character. I think that that's I'm not going to buy him because I don't buy characters, but I'm really looking forward to these characters coming to the game. I think there's a lot of very cool characters here in this collection. That's going to be something to really watch out for. We have things: eye beams, cold breath, fly blast, ring, whatever, ground impact, punch, shockwave, sweeping beam, more cold breaths, tornado, like some really cool like animation stuff here, ground debris, ground impact, rock platform. So he's going to be a very fancy looking character. And what I mean by fancy is that he's going to be doing a lot of things, and I think it's going to look pretty cool. So for better or for worse, that's Gladiator there. Let's move on to Gore. So Gore the God Butcher, we do have some stuff for him here. This is the Gore basic icon. Let me go back over here. We have the Gore passive. Now, what's interesting about this, and I only know a little bit, right? Like I watched the MCU movie about Gore the God Butcher, but as far as my knowledge of his, stuff in the comics, I don't know a ton. I know that his sword is related to the All Black, or is the All Black related to Null, things like that. He's got some tentacles here. A little bit confused about that. This is his special, kind of has a weird tentacly thing going on here in the images here. And then this is his ultimate. And this is really interesting. And I think that these look like symbiotes. And I know a little bit of the history of this, is that the All Black is related to Null, which is related to symbiotes. Is there going to be some other mechanic here that's the reason why you see what basically looks like symbiote creatures in the background? So I don't know what this tells us exactly, but I'm actually really excited for Gore's. I'm pretty excited for a lot of these characters for once. Like I again, not excited for how they might release to us, but I'm excited to the characters. Also, they're going to be cosmic, and we've been really lacking good, solid cosmic characters for Dark Dimension. So I'm excited that some of these characters might be useful and worthwhile. Now, these icons also appeared in Gore's files as well, and this one here is labeled Berserkers D or Berserkers. This might suggest that Gore has some sort of stance change. And what I mean like that is like claws out for Logan, that kind of thing, where you do something and it triggers like a stance change in that character. I think that's like a term for like other video games, but basically that they have a different form or a different version or whatever, right? Like the big time Spidey has the two different forms, and then this one here, this was basically told to me that this is like tentacle form or like some sort of something to do with tentacles. So this suggests almost that Gore has like a base version and then a secondary version, whether that's like the claws out mechanic or the I don't know, the sound stuff that happens with big time Spidey, something like that. So something to keep in mind as far as the mechanics. And then we do have over here again some of the similar stuff to the other characters. Prop weapons, that's what they were. Is that it was berserkers, and then this was like the tentacles here. Sword, you can see it down here, tentacles, so they're like animation art assets basically for that. And then for whatever reason, Spider Weaver's spirit legs down here, I don't know what this means honestly, but like I said, a lot of times this is just them regurgitating or repeating other characters' animations, and that's why you kind of see that with other characters in the coding there. And then finally, this one is quite a little bit lengthy, but you can kind of see different things up here. Tentacles hit, tentacles smoke, swirling black smoke, sword channel aura, sword ground impact, tentacle eruption smoke, smoke teleport. So these are just basically different animations for Gore on those abilities and how it looks. They could be kill animations, they could be all sorts of different things, but it kind of gives us a little bit of an idea. Ultimate chasm, ultimate flying ribbon. Now I don't know what that. Ultimate minions hit. That's interesting. So it's possible that the ultimate has some mechanic where he like calls in symbiote minions, and it's not actually like a real minion as such, but that just might be what the animation appearance is based on what we saw with the icon. So keep that in mind there as well. Ultimate sword aura. So that's Gore the God Butcher. Some pretty interesting things in there. And finally, actually no, we have two more. No, we have three more. Sorry. So we have Odin left. Odin is a really important one because I've heard a lot of big things about this and why I kind of thought that he was going to be an epic character. This is the Odin basic. This one is the Odin passive. This one is the Odin special. This one is the Odin ultimate, and you can kind of see the Bifrost in the background. And this is going to be very important to what I kind of said earlier on and what was alluded to. Also, these texts as well. Oh, for Odin, the Raven textures have two different animation sets called Hugin and Munin. I think I said that right. And I was talking in my Discord server earlier on, and I was made aware that these are Odin's familiars, and they might be part of his kit as well. What exactly that means, we're not entirely sure. It seems to just be part of his look. He has the two ravens with him, and they fly around and attack as part of his kit. The ultimate has the horse, and I think that's Sleipnir, isn't it? Or I don't know how to pronounce it. Sleipnir. And summons the Bifrost to ride on, with a special screen being displayed on the start. And then we have these other images here. The horse, the spear, Gungnir. I can't even say it right. I'm pretty sure that's the spear, and some other weird kind of looks over here. And then we also have, I don't know how important that one was actually. Gacha orb, death orb, I'm not sure. And then we have this here, the prefabs in, like we saw on some of the other characters, Hugin and Munin. So they're going to be part of his kit as well. Where exactly, I'm not entirely sure. And then we have a lot of stuff here. This is just all the animation stuff that we took a look at for some of the other characters. And one thing that I really want to put out, Ultimate Barrage, Camera Shake, Ultimate PFX. I'm not sure what PFX is. Now, I was told by actually more than one source that Odin might have a battlefield effect. And it's for that reason that I actually strongly believe that he could be an epic character. I do believe that there's an epic character in here. That I'm almost 98% certain of. That basically that there is one coming, and that's something I would really be concerned about. However, we don't know any details of that at this point in time, so I'm not going to like try to panic people quite yet. But just keep that in mind that it very well could be. And then there's some other stuff in here, but this is also really important. So this Bifrost texture, this is kind of important. What I think this means is that when he does his ultimate, if you guys remember like Old Man Logan and Penny Parker, when they do their ultimate, it does like a little splash across the screen. That's what this is. So it's going to be like a little cutscene kind of thing where he does his ultimate and it's going to like show the Bifrost across the screen. They've been adding this into newer characters lately, basically since Penny with that anime cutscene. And then Old Man Logan had like a weird like black and white kind of thing. I think that's kind of what we're expecting here. with Odin. And I think that's it for him. So battlefield effect is something that we've been told about, and keep that in mind when it comes to Odin. There's a chance that he could also be a epic character. Now we have Thanos. This is Thanos Endgame, as is in the coding. Brand new character, not a rework. So this is Thanos' basic. This is Thanos' passive. Not super exciting. Thanos' special. He's using this double-bladed sword. I mean, I think he's in a future fight, I believe, like in this version too. And Thanos Endgame Ultimate. There's also this, obviously, the prefabs and all the stuff that was in the coding. Teleportation beam on his entry. Ground smoke. Fatality sword impact. That looks like a kill animation, basically, how it's coded. Barrage camera shake passive. I don't know what that means. Is he gonna have a weird mechanic where he does damage potentially, or does something on turn? Maybe. Passive beam ground explosion almost suggests that he might do that. Like there's some mechanic in there where he's doing it on his turn, something like that. And I do want to say, for people who might already ask this, I forgot to say it earlier on, that there is going to be 4 awakened abilities in the data mines, but it hasn't been suggested exactly who that is attached to. And so I will tell you that there are 4 awakened abilities coming. I just don't know which character it is attached to. So it's for that reason, with the battlefield effect, I'm kind of leaning towards Odin, but there's somebody coming on the horizon in this video that is going to be an epic. I would be willing to make a statement if it doesn't come true, but 95% certain that one of these characters are going to be an epic character. So for those of you who are wondering about that one. And we do have, I don't know if it's super exciting, ship barrage beam on the passive. So I think there's like some damage mechanic here on Thanos' passive. We have so a lot of sword spinning. So I'm going to skip most of that. It's not super exciting. I don't know how exciting Thanos is going to be as a character, but he might still be pretty good, and he's cosmic nonetheless. And we do have these other things. It's called the Thanos Sword Trail, and this is like another ultimate kind of thing. And then we have this, which is Thanos Endgame Sword Spin Blur. So I don't know. This could be like an ultimate animation, just like the Odin Bifrost thingy, but nothing. I don't know how exciting this character is going to be. And finally, to end the video, I want to talk a little bit about the vampire minions. I hope I get the right screenshots up first. No, not that one. Sorry, it's this one here. This is the one I wanted to show you guys. So, there's a code in the line called Vampire Minion. And I think this is alluding to a character they didn't mean to release information about, a minion or set of minions that are going to be for the upcoming Karen team. And I think this suggests at this point in time that we might be getting Dracula. Because if you think about who is summoning vampire characters, or who could summon vampire minions, I'm not an expert. I don't think it's Blade. I think that this kind of tells us that Dracula could be coming to the game. And you can see right here on this photo that there is a class of character, a vampire minion for each class. There's a vampire blaster, there's a vampire brawler, controller, protector, and support. It's kind of at the bottom here, with a basic, with a passive, and a special. So if you guys know, like Greg, right, the characters, the skeleton, that's all he has, right? He's got the basic, and he's got the special where he blows up, and he's got a passive. So basic minion stuff. They don't have an ultimate. And I think it's very interesting, though. So what does this mean? And obviously we don't know much about 100% who the character is. I am leaning towards Dracula at this point in time. But I think what's really cool is about how this is going to happen. Could we see like a Mr. Negative kind of mechanic, right? Where like on turn, Mr. Negative actually has, how many minions does he have? He has like 3, right? 3 different minions that he spawns on his turn based on like how many are out. And so I'm wondering if this could go with this team as well, that basically on their turn, it summons a new vampire, or maybe through the skills, or maybe on spawn or whatever. And then, you know, as it goes through and it cycles through, if they're still alive, you know, you're getting the next one and the next one and the next one. And that could be really cool because there's that many of them: blaster, brawler, controller, protector, support. So there's 5 different vampire minions that we're going to get attached to that, which is pretty cool. Now, one other thing that I do want to show you with this one here is this. So basically, what is this? This is the icons for the minions. There is no icons yet. It just says Marvel Dev, which suggests to me that this was a colossal mistake, that they did not mean to release this stuff. Probably any of this stuff that we've talked about in today's video, but honestly, at the very least, the vampire stuff, because I don't think it's related to these characters that we've been talking about. I think this is going to be down the line. I think it's still in development. Obviously, they don't know what they're doing. But just keeping, I wanted to talk about this at the end because it's kind of interesting. And as far as the animations go, you could see some of them here, which is really interesting. Like Vampire Support has a Morgan Le Fay basic animation here. Short precast, Morgan Le Fay. Vampire Support, Vampire Support. Vampire Controller has a knife hit, whatever that is. Vampire Protector, Special Impact, and Hand Support. What does this mean? Hand Support Special for the Vampire Support. I think that's like Hand Sorceress. Maybe it's like the special, like the healing animation for you old people who have like actually used these characters. I think that's what it means. That's all we had for the vampire minions, though. Just something is part of their script, their animation scripts, anyway. So far, subject to change, of course, right? Like I'm gonna put this down here. I should have put this at the beginning, but of course, you know, data mines are subject to change. However, I think there's some pretty interesting things in here nonetheless. So hopefully you guys found this interesting, especially for all the characters. I think I've covered everything. So we have, just to recap here, we have had Ares, we have had Gladiator, we have had Gore, we have had Odin, Thanos, and Vampire Minion, which is probably not related to this current patch. But we have a lot of things upcoming, and Purple ISO stuff I haven't actually really given. I think I just scrolled through this really quickly, but I don't know what to say. Actually, I think I did touch on it a little bit. I'm going crazy from the heat. But I think it's going to be an upcoming progression system, but I don't know if we'll see it anytime soon. And I think we'll have more time to talk about that as well. And we can speculate if you want. Post in the comments down below what you think about any of the things that you've seen in today's video. Honestly, there's a lot. Hopefully we'll get some news about the actual mapping the wilderness stuff and how they're going to resolve this leaderboard, because that's really important. So otherwise, everyone, thanks for coming out to the video. And until next time, stay safe and healthy. And I'll see y'all later. Lots of things coming, and it's only Monday. My God. Okay, Boilon signing out.